And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at 5 different games here that I'm not particularly fond of. One is better than the rest. We'll do that one last, but just some quick thoughts on each of them. First, we have Call of Katulhu. I really hate this name so very much. You know what the biggest thing about this game is? I can't figure out why it has anything to do with Cthulhu. This is a 2-player game. It has some really nice components, and nothing to do with cats. I mean, it has to do with cats, but my disliking of this game, and I really don't like it, I think I'd give it a 4 out of 10, is because I don't feel like it offers any real meaningful choices. There's some cats out in the middle of the table that score in some wonky way at the end of the game, and you are playing like different cards in front of you. You have a hand of cards, like different treats and things, to make combos to win these cats. But if you play the same as your opponent, neither of you gets it. If you play, like, it has this paper, rock, scissors, so if I play catnip and you play a different kind of thing, my thing makes yours go away. So if you can only get, it's just a mess. It's a little bit of a messy game. There doesn't seem to be any fun or enjoyment in it. I'm just playing some cards, trying to get the combo, but I know that you know that that's the only real combo anyone can use. So then we both try to mess the other person's combo up and get one card. Slow and boring. Level 20. Now, this is a weird one here. This one I'm going to give a 5.5 to. This, I love the theme of this. You're a bunch of kobolds, and you're in a dungeon hanging out, and a level 19 guy, adventurer, shows up who is about to get hit level 20. That's a huge deal. And they only need to kill a kobold or so to get there. So I like that concept. That's fun. The gameplay itself is kind of a programming game. You, as the kobolds, have 2 movement points in your turn. You have a few action cards and a few tokens you can spend. So you're just trying to avoid these guys. They move like robots. There's 1 or 2, depending on the number of kobolds. So they move around. They're moving 4 spaces. You're moving 2. You're trying to just not die. Or maybe cause a little bit of embarrassment to them so that they eventually give up and go. So if they kill everyone except one person, that person wins. Or if you do embarrassment to them, like knock them into the wall or whatever, then whoever does the final blow wins, which is, by the way, a terrible, terrible thing. Why do any damage to these guys at all when only the final person would win? That's just, I don't understand the point of that. It's a programming game. It's kind of interesting, but you know what? This is one of those games that you play it once, you're done. There's almost no luck in the game other than drawing the cards, and it's not that interesting. The theme is cool, but not the game. Then we have Tough Calls Dystopia. I don't even know where to put this one in ranking. I'll just say 5, I guess, because it's not really a game. I mean, it is a game. So something's happening. A meteorite's about to hit Earth. The sun got too close or too far, and you're all in a dome, and zombies attack, whatever. You have some sort of thing happening. You read it. Everyone talks about how they'll deal with it, and then it turns over hard-hitting questions like, your population's dwindling. What are you going to do? Or your population's too large. What are you going to do? What are you doing with gun control? I'm not kidding here. These are real questions, and then everyone gives it, and then you vote on whoever you think gave the best answer, and most votes at the end of the game is the leader. It makes me feel like I'm playing the Ungame, but the 2022 apocalyptic version of it. It's good for a lark, I suppose, but I mean, fortunately, because it's set in a dystopian future, you're probably not going to argue too much because you can make up any rules you want. Let's say gun control, of which, you know, there's obviously very strong feelings on that in our current era. But in the future, you can make up anything you want, and probably people at the table won't get as mad at each other. But still, just okay. Elector Counts. For the life of me, what a weird name. And I know that Elector Counts are basically a group from who among the Elector Counts is going to take Sigmar's throne? This is from Warhammer Fantasy. And this is a card game, and you play lands in front of you, and then you attack other people's lands and or defend your own, and you get points at the end of the game. This is bad in so many ways. I'm giving this one a 3 out of 10. I really dislike this game because it's so determined by luck of the draw. If you get a land when you draw, that's amazing. Even if you put it out and someone else attacks it and they get the points, that's still better than nothing. So you play lands in front of you. You play defensive. The fighting is really, really, really boring. Better cards essentially win you the game. You can pick you attack. This is just blah. And it has Martin Wallace's name attached to it. It says original game designed by him. But I hated every moment of this. It wasn't interesting. It felt like every decision you were like, I will attack you. And then we flip cards over Stratego style. But since there's no change and your 5 and my 6 fight, they both kill each other, I'm not very impressed with it. Kardashev Scale. Now, I know Chris already reviewed this one on Dice Tower. He really loved it. Played it with people at Dice Tower. They weren't as fond of it. I'm kind of in agreement with everybody else. I don't think it's bad, actually. This is the one I think is the best of the lot. This is a 6 out of 10 for me. So you have this secret action that you pick, and you compare them with your neighbors, and if you beat them in a rock, paper, scissors, you get resources or not resources. First of all, what kind of insanity, whiz kids, do you not put enough resources in this game? I don't understand it. There's literally physically not enough resources in this game. I thought maybe they're finite. The rules don't say anything about it. Why would you not mention that? That's a huge problem. There's a lot of text on the cards. There's a lot of special abilities back and forth. This has a little bit of a feeling of splendor because as you're putting these cards in front of you, they give you special abilities and discounts on future cards. And there's a cool concept of, you're going to either try to get resources or buy a card from the middle of the table. Buying the cards can be very erratic, especially with more players. Chris has said, and I don't disagree, it's probably better with fewer players, although the more players didn't bother me. What did bother me is there's some pretty strong take that stuff in the game, and it felt like that stuff could have been eliminated and the game would have been just as good. So the lack of resources, the take that elements, the fact that there's all kinds of text that you're reading for kind of a shortish game. I want to like this game, it just felt like it needed a lot more development. So it's missing the thing that would make me keep it. So that's Kardashev Scale. So those are 5 games. I don't know that I recommend that you get any of them, although if you're going to get one, I guess Kardashev Scale is the one to get. The other 4, probably best left on the shelf. I'm Tom Vasel, and you've been watching the Dice Tower.